Good morning. Let's get moving through the body. Monday mobility is all about setting the intention for a killer week of training. I've been lucky this morning because I had the chance to do a little bit of a treadmill session, and now my body's pretty warmed up. So tissue is warm. When the tissue is warm, it will be more pliable. And so just be aware. After a run, I think I'm going to sneeze. You will probably, your tissue will be warmed up, and that's also a very, very good time to hit one of these sessions. So after a training session, there's almost 200 Mobility Mondays on YouTube, on this channel, free for you. Use them, okay? Because that'll restore optimal movement. All right, so we take the foam roller, we're putting it about the width of my foot. So the width of my foot being from the first metatarsal to the fifth metatarsal. And we're taking that amount of space to the wall or to a foam roller, keeping the heel on the ground. We want to be able to move the knee, nice and easy, just over the toe. So you ask yourself, how much should I be able to get there? You should be able to have your heel on the ground, have about the width of your foot between you and what you're trying to get your knee to, and then just move through that. And even after a nice run on the treadmill this morning, I am definitely feeling just a very gentle tug on my soleus, or low down below the calf muscles. So just nice and easy, and it's mobility, so you want to be actively moving, right? Same distance here on the other side. The width of the foot, it can be a guess. You don't have to measure it per se, but you know, it's not hard to figure that out. And you just want to push the knee that distance over the toe. If you can achieve that without any tugging, you don't have to improve that. You want to keep moving that. It will naturally give you more ankle mobility. And that, in turn, will give you ankle resiliency. And if the feet are happy, your body's going to be happier further up the chain. Okay? Nice and easy. Make sure that that's happening. That's happening. That looks brilliant. Let's go ahead and just take the foam roller just below the calf muscle and a little bit of windshield wiper. So just below the calf muscle, work through that side to side, just using the foam roller as a little bit of pressure on the tissue and moving through it. And you'll notice a lot that I don't say, I'm going to give you the landmarks of the muscles, but think about them as a piece of a bigger machine. The calf muscle does not function by itself. We don't need to do calf exercises per se. We want to find a little toe raise in a lunge movement, or a little toe raise in an overhead reach, or through a woodpecker movement. You want your lower body to work in conjunction with the entire body. So just rolling through there, and I will always feel a little bit more tension on my left side. I know that, so I just kind of pay attention to that. And I don't want it to get worse, but I'm hoping over time it will get better, that the right and left side will start speaking to each other a little bit more, with more clarity. But it's not unusual to have a tighter right side than left side. Okay, right here, we're just above the ischial tuberosity. Ischial tuberosity being the sits bones. So much connector, hamstrings connector. So we're just on the glute side of it. Ischial tuberosities are down low. We're just going to lean over to the left butt and work through that. So this morning I'm watching a little bit of YouTube, and I'm watching a race in Chianti, Italy. And I'm hearing that one of the top mountain runners in the world has a little, not IT band syndrome, they called it TFL syndrome. So TFL is that tensor fascia lata that happens above IT band. And that to me would speak to the glute not functioning, or finding perhaps a little bit more fatigue, and then more of the job, the role of lateral stability, falling onto the TFL. So we want to make sure that we release the glute med, so that as we go into our training week, that glute can work really, really well. That glute med should be the primary lateral stabilizer for in the landing phase of running, or even in the force application on the bicycle. So let's get on the other side. Lateral part of the hip, just behind the hip bone, working through the butt, foam rolling, finding a little bit of dull achy. Dull achy is not a bad thing. Okay, from right there, let's take it into an anchored position. So you're gonna lay on your back, put your knees together, your toes together, and your heels apart. That internally rotates the femurs, head is on the ground. From right there, we're just going to push the heels into the ground as hard as you can. And we're just getting an upregulation of the back line of the body. So this is including the calf muscles, it includes the hamstrings. And little by little, I'm feeling more and more medial hamstring. Push those knees together, push the heels into the ground, and then release. A little isometric hold. Okay, let's do that one more time, anchoring down low from this laying down position, knees together, toes together, heels apart. Press the heels into the ground, keep the hips on the ground, push, 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 hard. Keep the knees strong together, pull the toes towards the shins. That lengthens the back line. Keep pushing the heels into the ground, and then relax. Awesome. All right, let's take the knees up, and from right here, put your hands right on your hip bones, pull your pubic bone towards your belly button, and flatten your back. From right there, let's just hang out. So we're hanging out in a neutral pelvis, and then go ahead and let the pubic bone drop. You might find that there's a little space between your low back, and then we're into kind of an anterior. And you can almost say that that would be anterior neutral. But let's just go strong into neutral, pull the pubic bone towards the belly button, flatten the hips, be strong in neutral. Hold that strong isometric hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let the pubic bone drop. A little bit of space behind my low back when I'm in that anterior neutral. I just kind of invented that, so just so you know. And then if somebody else uses it, then I didn't invent it, but whatever. All right, pull the pubic bone back towards the belly button. Strong in that position. Push the low back into the ground. Keep the knees in, just don't let them flare out, right? So just keep them in. Strong and neutral. And then let that pubic bone drop, and we hold there nice and easy. Widen the feet out from there. Keep laying down. Feet are outside. If you're on a yoga mat, your feet are outside your hips. And we're just going to toggle the knees side to side. So now we're starting to decouple the pelvis. So just kind of nice and easy. This pelvis gets tight from training. So if you had a great weekend, put in lots of miles, or maybe even you didn't have such a good weekend, you had to sit at your office all weekend. This is also going to help that. It's amazing that sitting is just sometimes can be as damaging to your body, but it's not so much fun as when we're out playing on the trails or on the roads. So just nice and easy, knee toggles, nice and easy. Bring the knees back in, hip width. From right here, let's go strong into neutral. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, so if you have had a little bit of back pain, this should be your happy place. Knees in. I don't even think I can get there, but if you ever do the happy baby, oh, I can get there. Just grab your toes and just relax into that position, happy baby. But I'm actually okay with happy Aaron right here, knees. And then we're just gonna reach out through the left side. You don't need to create a bunch of tension here. You're just trying to get into the position. Reach out with your long leg through the heel, create a lot of space in the hip. Right leg out, push out through the heel, pull the toe towards the shin, and we're just trying to create space through this section of the body, through the front side of the hip. Nice and easy there. Push through the heel, pull the toe towards the shin, and one more time. So we only did 2 of those, alternating knee grabs. We're going right back to the knee toggles. This time we're going to take the upper body with it. So as we toggle the right knee to the midline, we're going to take the right arm all the way across. Move back. So we're in that 90-90. Bring that right hip towards the midline, the right arm reaches, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Toggle to the left, left arm reaches all the way across, and the left hip comes all the way across to the midline. Right hip to the midline, right arm reaches across. You really get a good visual of it here. We're long through this line. Long through the lat. And I definitely feel that both TFL, which is lateral to the hip bone, and iliacus, which is medial to the hip bone. So we know we're getting a hip response from the pelvis from that position, right? Left leg back, long, hip comes to the midline, left arm across, same response for me. So my pelvis, if we weren't doing this, my pelvis is gonna be stuck. My pelvis is stuck, my butt's not working. Right there, nice and strong. And then come back. You can play with a few more of those later, okay? Let's take it into a half kneeling position. And I'm pretty comfortable on one knee. If you've been working with me for a bit, you're probably also comfortable on one knee. All right, from right here, we're at that 90-90. You can let your back foot be nice and straight. We're gonna work into a hinge. So push your hips back, but keep your chest high and come right back up. Keep your chest up, push your hips back, keep your eyes up, come right back up. Let's go 3 of those. Push your hips back, definitely getting that lead hamstring. 3, 4, one more, and 5. Good. Let's go to the other side. 90-90, half kneeling. There's your 90 degrees. You've got 90 degrees directly under you. Take a nice big breath, pull your ribs off your hips, and hinge. Once again, I get a little bit more of a tugging, and I use the word tug. I don't think it's tightness, but there's more tugging. I'm a little bit shorter on my left side, okay? It doesn't hurt. It is where I might get some problems if I don't pay attention to it. Just push that hip back, 3. Good, and just giving that tissue where it is tugging, I'm giving that tissue an opportunity to make friends around it. So I always think about your body as a community of friends, and sometimes they get along and sometimes they don't. Right here, this medial hamstring, that attachment onto that ischial tuberosity, there's a little bit of conflict there, and we're trying to work that out. Okay, let's take it into a nice wide stance. One of my favorite positions right here. Wide stance, heels outside of toes. We're gonna push the hands forward from the chest and push the hips back. So we're working the hinge move again. Heels outside of toes, so we have an anchored lower body. An anchored lower body is your hips in internal rotation. That's important. Thumbs at chest height. Push your hands to the front. Load those high hamstrings, come right back, thumbs to shoulders. Push the hands forward, 2. Keep the head in a nice strong position. 3, 4, toes on the ground. Good, 1 more. Push the hips back, and 5. Okay, so when we're standing, we call that the loaded position because we're actually interacting with gravity in a different way, a more performance-based way for the sports that we do. We're vertical against gravity. So let's go some alternating knee grabs from the standing position. Make sure that your feet are nice and straight. We want to square up the 5th metatarsal. So they're parallel. Stand on one foot, and just a gentle tug of the right knee. And you see how my weight shifts head over foot onto the other side. And that's what we're after. Okay, so as we shift on head over foot to the right side, we're gonna gently grab the left side. And then we're gonna go head over foot to the left side, grab the knee on the right side. And now we're starting to find stability. So we actually say, or I say, stability without mobility is tightness. So if you haven't done everything that we've done leading into this single leg stance, head over foot, gentle knee grab, you might be successful because your muscles are tight instead of being actually stable and working together as that community. Left side overhead, head over foot, nice and easy. And one more time, head over foot, good. And I just want to do one more of those each side. So I want to give you the side view, the stacking. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over foot. And so you stay tall. You don't want to be here you want your head stacked over the hip, nice and strong. So head stacked over shoulders, shoulders over hip, whoa, and hip over foot. Good. Let's take it back into that wide stance. We're gonna go 5 more of the hinges. Okay, giving you that side view. Head is in a strong position, not in a forward position. Pull that head back. 1, 2, 3, long through the lats, that's the reach. 4, 1 more, hands up, and 5. Good, that definitely will tug a little bit more into the lower body. Going into a woodpecker stance, this is from foundation training. Stack on that lead leg. Make sure, check out my back foot. Make sure that that trail leg is in internal rotation. You do not want to be standing with your heel to the midline with your back foot. So heel outside of toes on the back, stacked onto the front leg. From right there, we add the weight of the arms. We're nice and tall. From right here, we might shift forward just a little bit and elevate the hands. From right here, let's go 5 big breaths. Really reach through the fingertips. And good. And you might have caught that little bit of rotation that I just offered myself. So this is the woodpecker stance. It's a split stance. We can use nomenclature, however, whatever works for you. Split stance, rear foot into internal rotation. This is important. Float the hands to the height of the heart, shift forward so that more weight is on your lead leg. From right there, we elevate the hands just in front, not way back here, to the front. We're trying to create this beautiful line from that trail hip. And we're gonna rotate that trail hip towards the midline just a little bit. It will add load to your lead hip complex, okay? From right there, we're just slightly rotated, 5 big breaths. And good. Let's take it back to the ground. So those of you who are doing this session today, it's required as part of my premium groups training. Monday mobility always includes foundation training. I have found it that I cannot train even strength training without foundation training. If you think about gravity and ground, we can't get away from it ever. Like unless you go up into space, you're not defying gravity. You have to have a decompression strategy in your programming. Foundation training is something that we do on Mondays, we do it on Wednesdays, we do it on Saturdays, and if you really understand your body and space and training, you are doing it every day to an extent. Like I can do a founder before I get in the car. I can do a woodpecker reach and decompression before I go to bed at night. Like all of these things are part of the plan. Okay, from right here, let's just have a seated position, hands on the back, and we're just dropping the knees side to side. If you think that strength training is more important right now than foundation training, I'm going to challenge you on that a little bit, because if you're not moving well, it means that you're probably growing into some compensation patterns under load that you won't be happy with. You need to do everything. Every single day, you need to focus on movement and optimizing movement. I just can't say that enough. It's for some of my harder training athletes who are world-class athletes. They're some of the best endurance athletes in the world. Movement is everything because they're going to continue to train. And if you're an age group athlete, you're still in the same bucket because you're training hard. You need to move well. You guys, I'm just on a pedestal, just preaching to you guys today about movement and mobility. I'm very thankful that you made time out of your day to hang out with me and hopefully added to optimizing your health. And I will see you next Monday. Cheers. If you want to join me on a more consistent basis, just shoot me an email or respond to this. See you later. Peace.